Hey friends, Damian Mason coming to you from my granary here at the farm. You might notice it's decked out with race gear. That's right, I'm a race fan, and it's Indianapolis 500 time. So today's theme is lessons you can apply to your business from the Indianapolis 500. Yes, I'm a huge fan. I've been every year since 1992, with the exception of once. This will be my 26th Indy 500. As a business person, I look at what they do in awe. I believe there's lessons that you can apply to your business. Are you ready to get going? Drop the green flag so you can move along quickly with your quest to do business better. Number one, embrace change. The Indianapolis 500 does this very well. You know, it began in 1911. The first race was driven at about 75 miles per hour by a guy named Ray Haroon. Ray was the first person to ever use a rear view mirror. That's right, developed at Indy. The safer barrier to make the walls less damaging when there are wrecks, developed at Indy. The first female driver, Janet Guthrie, 1977, Indy. Willie T. Ribbs, first African-American driver, 1992, Indianapolis 500. The point is they continually embrace change to be relevant. Something that's been around since 1911. Over a century, thriving as a business, now looking to be relevant in the next century. Are you going to be that demanding of yourself? Are you going to embrace change to make yourself and your product and your business here tomorrow? Which brings me to reinvention. It's hard work, and it's been done at the Indianapolis 500. You know, the race went away during World War I for 2 years, and it went away during World War II for 4 years. The place became dilapidated. It was falling down. It was in really, really bad disrepair. Wilbur Shaw, a three-time winner of the 500, found Anton Holman, a Terre Haute, Indiana businessman who was in the baking powder business, and convinced him to buy the dilapidated Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Mr. Holman not only put up himself and his money, he made himself uncomfortable. He was a shy guy by nature, but in putting his money up, doing the infrastructure repairs, he also became a pitch man. Now think about that. If you're going to reinvent, you're going to be in some uncomfortable waters. Mr. Holman did that, drove around the United States, pitching his new product and trying to build back the historic icon. It worked. He also gave himself a deadline, and that's the thing about reinvention. You can say you're going to do a lot of things. He said, this race will run in May of 1946. Pretty big prediction considering he bought it in November of 45. It ran in May of 1946. Made himself uncomfortable, put himself up as well as his money, and gave himself a deadline. That's how you reinvent. Number three thing that you can learn from the Indianapolis 500 to apply to your business. Connect emotionally with your clients and they will come back. Make an emotional connection with your customers and they will return. You know, right before they drop that green flag and fans cheer, there's a moment where they play taps and they sing Back Home Again in Indiana. People cry. Adults cry because it's an emotional moment, because there is such memory, and memories evoke emotion. You see, they fans are coming for this emotional journey. They're coming to be elated, to be entertained, and also to create memories. What are you doing as a company, as a business, to create an emotional connection with your customers? Number four thing you can learn about your business from the Indianapolis 500. Speaking of those emotional customers, do not insult them. That's right. The Indianapolis 500 has been guilty of this. In 2001, they had Steven Tyler of Aerosmith fame sing the national anthem. Maybe he was impaired. Maybe he's just Steven Tyler. But when he took the stage, he took creative license with the national anthem. Now, there's a lot of things you can do and don't. And on the don't list is you do not bastardize the Star-Spangled Banner on Memorial Weekend when we are paying respect to all the troops that have given their lives for this wonderful country. A veteran standing next to me was incensed. He was not the only one. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway heard about it, and they have never done anything that would insult their customers again. You see, people will not pay when they feel that their values are being degraded by you. A lot of people in entertainment could learn this right now, couldn't they? See what's going on in Hollywood? A lot of entertainment seems like they're on a political mission and not an entertainment mission. Don't insult your customers. Don't degrade their values. Number five lesson that you can learn from the Indianapolis 500. Let fans tell your story. You know, when they become ambassadors for your brand, your job is much easier. You heard word of mouth advertising? That's an insult to the established business. I say all the time, it's not word of mouth, it's word of hard-earned reputation. Word of, I've busted my ass for years and years to satisfy my customers, and now they are satisfied to the point that they want to recommend me. That's what the Indianapolis 500 is. It's word of reputation well earned over 102 runnings. Those fans, like me, become ambassadors for the brand. I take people, dozens of different people over the years, to the 500 and say, this is an experience you need to have. Number 6 lesson you can apply to your business from the Indy 500, milk the media. That's right. You've seen the driver. He wins the race. He gets out of the car. They give him a jug of milk. And of course, milk is sponsoring that. But what does the Indianapolis 500 do? They make sure they promote the heck out of it. They show the guy dumping the milk on his head. They show the wreath, the Borg Warner trophy. They use media to make their brand more special. They use the media to make themselves look big and powerful. You see, when people see something on a TV screen, when they hear about it on the radio, it all of a sudden is bigger. And humans, by our very nature and our evolution, are programmed to be impressed by size and power. The Indianapolis 500 has both, accentuated through the power of media. What can you do to build your brand through the power of media, even social media? Number 7 lesson you can learn from the Indianapolis 500 and apply to your business: utilize all your assets. There's a lot of acres of real estate there at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's a big event. Hundreds of thousands of people attend this, but many aren't even race fans. What do? You can let them hang out in the infield and party like they did for decades, or you can build the Snake Pit concert venue, sponsored by Coors Light. Bring in the likes of Kid Rock or some other pop group and let them play for their non-race fans. Guess what? 10 years from now, that 22-year-old that's out there partying and playing along with the music might just become a big race fan and buy seats and be in the stands. You see, by leveraging all of your resources, you can create next year's customer. What are you not leveraging right now? What resources, what assets are you not fully capitalizing? Number 8, this might be the most important, business lesson from the Indianapolis 500, sell the experience. You've heard sell the sizzle, not the steak. Sell the experience. There's an automobile race there, but that's not what the Indianapolis 500 is all about. The advertising shows flags, it shows balloons, it shows singers, celebrities, people having a good time, Air Force jets flying over. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Indianapolis 500 do as good of a job as anything I've ever seen at selling the experience. It's the year 2018. Here in the United States of America or Canada or any of the other developed countries where you might be watching this, you're probably not really without much. We're not without food, shelter, water. So what we're really selling is unnecessary. You don't need artichoke hearts that are organic. You don't need heated car seats. You don't even need most of the things you probably buy. So how do you compete? How do you create rabid fans? You sell the experience, not just the product. And that is what the Indianapolis 500 does an amazing job of. Increasingly, consumers are motivated by experiences, not just products or services. I'm Damian Mason. I want your business to do business better. Take these lessons from the Indianapolis 500, apply them to your business, and you will be successful. You'll be drinking the milk in the winner's circle. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you for joining me.